All right, so with the technical difficulties in the first class, this one gets to be recorded today. No big deal. Again, I got the two cameras going on, so in the Google chat, if I'm not necessarily looking at this camera, but I'm looking at this camera, just, understand that I got two different things going on here, okay? Looking ahead, today is Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday, and after class today, I will open up this week's formative assessment that you need to take before Sunday night, 11:59 p.m. on that one. Also, you have the week 5 worksheet that is due this week Sunday. And then what I also opened up for you today was the review sheet, which is the week 6 worksheet. That's going to be the review sheet. That's going to be due next week. Okay? I opened it up because if you have some extra time this weekend and want to get started on it, you can. And then you can ask questions in class on Monday. Monday's class is going to be a review class again in preparation for the test. Right now I am scheduling the test for Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Okay? So it'll open Monday at like 3 o'clock and you'll have until Wednesday night to get it done. Okay? And that's a 1-attempt test again. Okay? So just like the Unit 1 test, much the same way. There'll be some fill in the blank questions. There'll be some multiple choice questions, all that fun stuff. So much the same as that. Okay. With that being said, let's dive into today's topic. Today we are going to be graphing absolute value inequalities. It piggybacks off of yesterday's video where we were graphing linear inequalities. Very much similar, except remember now because we're dealing with absolute values, we got V's or we've got mountaintops. Okay, so we've got those two, but very much similar in everything else that is done. Okay? So the first thing that we're going to do with our absolute value inequality is we are going to treat it as if it were an equality. And so if you're a T-chart person for graphing it, you would pick your 5 X values, plug those values in, find the corresponding Y values, and then graph those 5 points. And if you can find the V or the mountaintop, you're golden. If you can't, you got to plot some more, etc. If you're an absolute value, or y equals a times the absolute value of x minus h plus k type of person, h comma k is the vertex, plot that. A is the slope of the right side, negative a is the slope of the left side. Plot, 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 boom, you're good. And then when we draw it in, we got to make sure that we draw it in with our solid or our dashed lines. So our solid lines, those would be less than or equal to, greater than or equal to's. Our dashed lines would be less than's, greater than's. Okay? Just like yesterday and what you were doing yesterday after watching the video. Also, just like yesterday, we're going to shade on these, and it's going to be based off of test points. Okay? So we're going to try a point. As long as that point isn't anywhere on our absolute value, so anywhere on the V or the mountaintop, okay, we're good to go. We can test it, plug it in, make sure it works out. Okay? True, we shade to the point. False, we shade away from that point. Okay? So let's dive into this one first. Okay? Y is greater than absolute value of x minus 1 plus 4. So the first thing that I would do here is I would look at these two values right there, and I would say that those two combined give me a vertex of 1, 4. I love it when it changes colors on me. Why it's changing colors, I don't know. There we go. Okay. So we are going to then plot that point. And so 1, 4 is 1, 2, 3, and 4 right there. Okay. So there is our vertex. The right side slope is going to be this coefficient right there. So that's a positive 1. My left side slope then would be a negative 1. So we're good there. Next thing we look at is we look at our inequality. Because that is just a greater than, we are going to have a dashed line. Come on. Whoa, that wasn't supposed to be. I love technology when it's getting all funky and not working for me the way it's supposed to be. What is going on? Come on, man. Technology. I'm choosing a line. I want that line to be maroon. Just like that. There we go. Okay, so there it is. Now we choose a test point. I didn't go through the origin here, so that is the test point then that I am going to use. If I put my test point of 0, 0 back into my function, I get 0 is bigger than the absolute value of 0 minus 1 plus 4 then. 0 minus 1 is negative 1. The absolute value of negative 1 is positive 1. Plus 4 is 5. So I get 0 is bigger than 5. And that is a false statement. So since my test point was out there, that means then that we are going to shade inside the V. Did it again. I don't know why. I'm not touching anything. I'm not getting all cray-cray. I just want some color in my life. So now we gotta wait for that to fill in. There. Okay. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the graph of y is greater than absolute value of x minus 1 plus 4. Okay. Set that. Okay. Question of the day. If money was not an issue, where would you like to visit or travel to? Okay. My answer for the question of the day is I would like to go into space. Okay. I want to go into space and see what the Earth looks like from up on high. Okay. So if you type that and put that into the chat, that would be great. Okay. While you're telling me where you would like to go visit, why don't you guys graph this function? I'll play a little tunage so it's not so quiet in my room, because it's like when this morning when we were going through it, I forgot to play some tunes and it was super quiet. It's a Jason Aldean kind of a day. These are some good places you guys want to go. You guys are on the ball. these two right here tell me my vertex is at 3, 2. This one right here tells me my right side slope is -2. My left side slope is +2. This one right here tells me we got a solid line. Then didn't go through the origin. Didn't get my color. Didn't go through the origin, so I'm going to use the origin. 0 less than or equal to -2 times the absolute value of 0 minus 3, then plus 2. 0 minus 3 is -3. Absolute value of -3 is 3 times -2 is -6 plus 4 is -4, and that is a false statement. My test point was there. So that means I am going to shade on the inside. Oops. Oh, see, there you go. That changed. That was still supposed to be happy faces. Yeah. Thumbs up, good. Thumbs to the side, and thumbs down, we got some issues. I see lots of thumbs ups. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, let's try the next one. You try this one again on your own. I'll mix up the, let's see, what can we play? What song can I play? All right, let's do this. Those two numbers there give me my vertex. Which is at -4, 0. Because we got to think oppositely, because the 4 is inside the absolute value. This number right there. Won't even give me the eraser. That number right there gives me my right side slope and my left side slope. That tells me that we're dashed. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Unbelievable. So what if I do this? If I do this. We'll see if that one. Okay, so then, oops, now I gotta do my test point. Origin's the easiest one, but we don't have to always keep using the origin. Just can't use the origin if our V goes through the origin. 0 plus 4 is 4. Absolute value of 4 is 4. Times 1/2 is 2. 0 greater, or excuse me, 0 less than 2, that is a true statement. So since my test point is on the outside, right there, of the absolute value, that is going to be, we're going to shade on the outside of that. Hopefully. Maybe, possibly. For some reason it won't let me pick the, move me over here. Come on. Let's do stars. We don't have to worry about it. Big thick stars? Sure I can. Because you guys are all superstars. That's why we're doing it this way. Yes. Thumbs up. Good. Everybody good with that? Love it. Okay. So like I said at the beginning of class, you've got the formative assessment. I'll open that up here within the next 5 minutes as soon as I shut down all the recordings and everything like that. I'll be in here in the classroom yet. I'll be in here until the top of the hour. But you can do the formative now this afternoon. You can make sure that the homework is turned in, and once you got those two done, then you can start working on the review assignment for next week's test. Test again is next week, Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday or Wednesday. You'll have 90 minutes to take it, and it's a one-shotter. Okay? It's a one-attempt test. Okay? Again, I'll stick around for the next half hour or so in there, but you're free to go, and we'll see you on Monday. Have a good weekend, all.